Hi, in this video we will have a look at how to convert an audio to a text. For this we need to use couple of technologies here. I'm going to use Power Automate utilizing the Microsoft Blob storage and also the Microsoft Azure AI Speech Service. So this is my plan. I got an entity. I'm going to attach a file under the entity notes attachment. Then once that there, we'll invoke a Power Automate to trigger, push that into the Microsoft Blob storage. Then from the container, the blob storage container, we are going to get that into the file into the Azure Speech Service. That will convert the audio transcript. Then from there we'll get the text of that audio. Then the plan is to update the notes description. Finally delete the blob storage. Okay, so let's start with creating the first task. There are two Power Automate tasks we need to do here. The first task here is we need to have a blob storage, and then also we need an Azure AI service also. So for that I'm going to go to portal.azure.com and then create a resource. And here I'm going to search for blob storage. Okay, so here you can see Microsoft storage account. Double click on that. Okay, and click create. Okay, here few things. You need to select the resource group. If you don't have one, you need to create the resource group. And okay, I'm going to give this a Power Automate PA demo blob storage. There we go. And choose your nearest region. So mine is Europe, UK South it is. And then I'm going to review and create. So that should take you to this tab, review plus create tab. Once all the validations are good, then you can click on create. Okay, so that's the deployment is in progress, and we should be able to get that in few minutes. The blob storage. Okay, now I can go to the go to resource one. That should take to the blob which we just created. So here few things we need to remember this name. So in Power Automate there is a connector for the blob storage. To connect the blob storage you need to know this name, the PA demo blob storage, or whichever the name you're going to give. Then under the security networking you need the access keys. There are two keys here. I'm going to take the first one, key 1 then, and you can just show, then you can copy that. Okay, so remember these are the two things you need later on. Okay, before that we need to go to the container, because there are few things the Azure blob storage offers. So we are going to use the container here. Then click on add container, give a name again. So I'm going to give it here PA demo blob storage. Okay, just look for audio container then. This is the audio demo then, don't you? So audio container. Okay, and click create. Okay, that's done. Select that and double click. That will take you to this screen, and here we need to have the access policy. So there are a few things we need to remember here. We need to add a policy here. So click on policy and just say custom policy, whichever one you want. So I'm going to put a custom permissions, whichever the permissions you want. So for the demo I'm going to select read, add, delete, write, everything here. and then you can choose a start and end date. Okay, I'm going to put some date here from today onwards. Oh, what happened there? I don't know what happened there, so let me go back again. Not that. There's something. Add policy. Oh, okay, that's okay. Custom policy. Select all. Okay, from today. Okay, I'm going to put for 2 years. Okay, so it's that. Oh, I think it's a bug, I think, in the interface. So add policy again. It's a bit annoying. Custom policy. Selected that. That's that. Okay, I'm going to press tab then. After entering, just press tab. Okay, that stays on the same screen. So it's for 2 years. I put from today onwards. Then click OK. That once that's done, always remember to click on save. Okay, right, that's done. So that's pretty much it is. Now the next service we want is the AI service. Okay, so for that, click on the home again and look for Azure AI service. So you should be able to see Azure AI services here. See that? So open that. Then here you can see the speech service. That's one we want. Okay, and again create. So yeah. Okay, again the resource. I'm going to use my resource here. Then for this, it's a UK South. I need to select UK South. There we go. That's there. Then the name. So earlier we given PA demo speech service. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Give it the name. Okay, for this you need to select the standard one. You can't use the free tier. It doesn't work. So it's saying the free tier F0 for this resource type is already being used by your subscription, therefore it won't appear in. So that means, because I used already, so if you not use, you can use that, I believe. So I need to select the standard SO1 and then review and create. Okay, that will take you to this screen, similar like the other one. I think pretty much the interface is similar, the experience here, and then create. Okay, so that's done. Click on the go to resource. Sorry. Go to AJ PA. So where is that one? PA. Yeah, PA demo speech service. Here it is. Yeah. So if you can't find it, you need to search from here. Right. Okay. So there are a few things you need to remember here. Is we know there is an endpoint here. See that uksouth.api cognitive.microsoft.com. Then here we set the price there. Key is an endpoint here again. So we need to know this key also. Okay, so later on we need to use that in our in Power Automate. Right. Okay, so we created, so far we created the blob storage and also the Azure the AI service. Yeah, that is PA demo speech service. Okay, right. I'm going to for the going back to this diagram again. Right, here the plan is, we need to get the attachment, that's as a trigger, pushing that into the container. That's the first thing we are going to do. So for this, I'm going to click on new, automation Cloudflow instant. Okay, skip that. Right, so for this I'm going to use a Microsoft Dataverse connection when a row is added or modified or deleted. Change type is add because the user is going to add an attachment. Remember, the attachments are stored under the notes entity, so you need the notes here. Okay, then the scope we want, the scope is the organization scope. Okay, so that's there. And then what we want here is we need to check a few things here. So you can have an if condition to say here the file attachment is a WAV file or a MP4 file, you know. So for that you can look here, you should be able to see the file name of the note. See that? So if you select that, that's a file name then, but we need to find the extension only, don't you? So for that I'm going to copy this, then using the expression called split, and paste that there, and just clean up that @ sign. Okay, the split, the attachment file name with the dot, and what I want is, so that will give you the split, but I want the last value of that is extension. There we go, that's that. Copy that, enter. I generally put sometimes expression under the note. There we go. So that's what that will give you, that is equal to WAV. Then again you can copy this, add another add another row, and do the similar expression again, is equal to MP4, then make it as an OR condition this. So it's one or the other, it will execute it. Okay, so this one is copy audio files to blob storage. Save that. Okay, now under the else condition we need to do the pushing the audio file into the blob storage. That's the plan. Okay, for that add an action step here, then here look for blob. So you can see Azure Blob storage here, then here it says create a blob version 2 here. See that? Select that. Right, okay, so this is what I said earlier, like the blob storage account name and you know, the name we want and the folder path. So for that what we want to do here is we need to select the storage blob name we created. So the one which we want to do here is new connection reference. So click on the new connection reference. Here we go. And then here we need to get the access key. Okay, the blob storage name. Let's go back here. Go to the home page. You can see PA demo blob storage we created. So I'm going to copy that. That's the name. Okay, now the storage key then. So going back here and looking the security key here. Here we go. It's under the security and networking access key. Then we need to show, copy that, hide. I'm going to delete after this demo, so that you know it will be secured also. Now then paste that and then create. There we go. So it's going to create that PA demo blob storage one. Oh, here we go. That's there now. And now I should be able to see that here under this. So PA demo blob storage, fantastic. Then the container path, if we go, that's the container we created, audio container. So select that. Then the blob name, that is name of the file. So if you look for the name here, you should be able to see the file name of the note, that is the audio file we want, and then the blob content also. And to search for the content, you will see the document, see contents of the document attachment. Right. So let's save this. Okay, there are a few things we need to do here. So in the blob name, because later, when this audio is going to get converted into the text, we need to update the notes attachment. So the plan is we need to know the ID of the record, don't you? So what I'm going to do here is the file name. I'm going to add the ID of that notes attachment. So let's take that attachment notes unique ID. So the note unique identifier of the note. See that? So this is one we want. Right, and then I'm going to put an underscore here. Okay, put an underscore, not hyphen, just underscore we want here. Okay, and then again the blob content, what we want to do here is we need to copy this, remove that expression. We need to use the base 64 to binary, because we need to store that as a binary one. Then paste that, or you can just select from the dynamic content also. Remember that, you can go to the dynamic content and then select the trigger body document content. So the yeah, generally, what I do is I copy that, then paste it and do it this way. This is much easier for me always. So okay, that's one we want. So I'm going to copy this also here. Okay, that, then add under the notes again. Here we go, that's what we did. Right, and then click on the show advanced options, content type, it's fine then. So this is the first the flow is done now. So click on save. Okay, that's good to go now. The next one, what we are going to do is convert the audio transcription from the blob storage. Okay, so for this, our trigger is going to be whenever a file is uploaded under the the blob storage in that container, we know that's going to be the the WAV file or the MP4 file. Then that will take you to that file. We need to take you to the AI service which we created earlier. Okay, let's start building that then. So for that, again, I'm going to create automation, cloud flow, instant. Right, okay, so skip that. Right, so yeah, I got that. Okay, so look for the Azure. Oh, look for blob then. I think you should be able to get that. Here we go, it's there. Right, when a blob is added or modified, that's what we want here. Hopefully we can use the same connection. It should show here PA demo blob storage. We go, it's there. Then if I select my container, I can see my audio container here. That's it, everything else is default. Okay, number of blobs return 10. That's all, just leave it like that, that's fine. Right, okay, the next thing what we want to do here is we need to use before we go to the transcription service, it need a SAS URI. That's why this works. I'll put the documentation later from the Microsoft documentation. So for this, again, we need to use the blob service and look for the create SAS URI by path version 2. There we go, that's one we want. Again, select the same connection, then the blob path. Okay, so that blob path is going to be the audio container path we want. Okay, because here we need to give the full name there. of the name also. So it's a bit tricky here. We need to copy this and then paste it here, that, and at the end put a slash. Okay, and then map the name of the file which we are getting from the trigger. There we go. That's what we, oops, I forgot the slash. Yeah, it's a bit tricky sometimes to enter here, to be honest. So sometimes what I do is I copy the mapping into a notepad, and then put the right slash or your container slash with the mapping, then put it back here. It should work generally. Okay, this time it worked. Yeah. The next thing is show advanced option again. Okay, you need the read permission here and the group identifier policy. Could not retrieve value in enumerators. What is that means? Not sure why this is coming up. It could be dynamic here, I don't know. No, it shouldn't be. Let's see anyway. Okay, so for this one I'm going to put the name as convert audio transcription from blob storage. Oops, I can't type. Yeah, here we go, blob storage. Save that. That's done. Okay, these are the first two steps is done now. So now the next step is we need to use the AI service create transcription. So for that, click new step and look for Azure AI. It's a bit tricky sometimes to find some of the names here. I can't see that. I think it's called, I'm pretty sure it's called transcription. Yeah, here we go. Azure batch speech to text service we want. That's the one we need to look for. Then here we need to look for create transcription. Yeah, that's the one. Here it is. Yeah. And okay, I'm going to rename this to, I don't want the version there, so I'm just going to put transcription there like that. Okay, right. Then here the local what language we want to convert into. So I'm going to put en-us. If you want the different language, you need to put the right local. There's a documentation out there. If you Google it, you can easily find the local names. Now the name, again the same name we need to get from the trigger. So I'm going to search the name and map the name there. Here we go. This content URL is the one which we created it from the create SAS URI path. So for that we need to pass the web URL. Then click on the show advanced option again there. Go to the show advanced option. Then we need to set the few things we need to set here. Let me have a look. The model, and this one we need to set enable this to be no. Then oops, yeah, that's no. And then time to leave, how long the transcription will be kept the system after it's been completed. So you can put an hour or something, but we are going to delete it anyway. But I think it's in that service. Yeah, it's under the Azure AI service. Yeah, how long you want to leave, I think. So this one time to leave, I'm going to keep it pt1h. Okay, and that's basically it is. So we're pretty much done with that now. So I'm going to minimize that. Okay, and save again because we don't want to lose our work. Right. So once the transcription is done, we need to do a few more things here because it's going to be ready. Then it's going to process that, and then it converts the audio transcription file. Is once the service is there, then it gives you few status to play with there, like success or failed and in progress, something like that, I think. So what we need to do here is I'm going to add a compose here so that you know what this is going to get returned. Sometimes it's it's good to add a compose to see that what we get there. So let's take the body of that transcription. Okay, that's it. Okay, the next thing is, because this it's going to take a while to convert all this, we need to have a do until loop then. So to work in a do until loop, generally you need a variable or some sort of a status to say, yeah, until that time execute it. So for that I'm going to initialize a variable, and I'm going to call this as a status, yeah, and as a string. There we go, that's there now. Then the next one is the do until loop. Okay, so go into the next new step and go into the control, and then look for the do until. There we go, that's there. Then here I'll come back to the do until loop in a minute. So what we want is, because it's going to take a while, I'm going to use a delay step here, and the delay is going to be 60 seconds for a minute, 1 minute, and don't, yeah, 60-second delay. And I want to use the, okay, so here we need to use the AI service again, the next step. So this one again, search for AI service. I think it's called Azure. So we need to, the next step is the get, yeah, here we go, get transcription. So if you search for transcription, you should be able to see this one here, and look for get transcription. Yeah, that's one we want, batch speech to text. Okay, select that. Then again I'm going to remove this version here, because if you're going to use some of the expressions here, it is get complicated with that bracket v 3.1 and all in the expression. Then you can use that, but I generally try to avoid that. So I'm going to just make the name as get transcriptions here. Okay, so for this okay, it's a little bit tricky here. We need the ID of the transcription here. So remember, that is coming from the create a transcription one. Yeah, so the ID format is more like this. I'll show you. So let me put that in the notepad here. So here, and if you run this transcription, you will see that I'll put as a comment that, here we go. So oops, that's not very clear. Yeah, add this under here, then I can explain. So okay, so if you run this flow up to the create transcription and get the body, you will be able to see something called self, and this, you will see that. And what we want is, we just want this ID, last character of that slash. That's what we want. That's all, that's what we want here. So how to do that is going to, there we go. I'm going to get that coming from the, create transcription. Yeah, so for that I need to use the expression here again. I'm going to use the split that create a transcription. So going back here, scroll down and find the body of the create is anything called self here? No, it's not there. See, the self is not, it's under the body actually. Yeah, because I inspected this earlier. Okay, so here what we want is, let me close this comment. Oh, I lost that. Go to the expression again and select because I need to split with the slash so that we can get the last value. Again, use the last, also the expression last. I'll put all that in my video also. Okay, so inside the split, what I want is, just copy that just in case. Okay, and here what I want is, I want the body of the create transcription. Here we go, that's there now. But along with that, so in the inside the body you have you have an element called self, so slash self, that's what we want. Okay, so it's all good. And now comma, oh, the split, let me type it here, then I can copy it later. That, so last, let's do the split first. I think I was trying to do quite a lot of things in one go there. So split that output of that with comma, 2 single quotes inside that with the slash, and close a bracket and put another bracket, then put last. Okay, that's one we want. That will give the ID to us. There we go, that's ID now. Right, so that's a get transcription one. Then from here we can get if it's ready or not, you know. So remember the few things here. We need to create the transcription, get the ID, then using that ID use the get transcription, you know. I think you got the idea anyway. Yeah, so use the variable set variable again here, and then make the status value, this is from the body status, I think. So if I look for the get transcription, so it won't give you that. So what we want there is, we want to use the output of that. It won't get you here, so you need to use this as this one here. See that? Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll copy it here. This is the expression you need to use here to get the status, because I run it earlier, so I know what syntax it is. Go to the add node, copy that there. Here we go. That's one it is. You know, that is basically coming from the previous step, output get transcriptions. Remember, that's the reason I removed that version bracket and all. It's easy to type like that. So outputs get transcriptions question mark body status, that's all it is. Okay, so this will give you either failed or success. Is the transcription is, you know, is ready or not. So for that we need to go to the advanced mode here. So click on the advanced click on the advanced mode. Then copy this expression we need to check for whether it the variable status is succeeded or you know, it's failed. That's what we want. So in checking here with an OR operator with either it's succeeded or failed. That's it. So once that's done, I think you know, the get transcription status is ready, means we can go and you know, do the rest of the work. So for that again, we need to do another if condition now. So another if condition to say the variable status, there we go, is equal to succeeded. So if it is equal to succeeded, that means it's all good, because if it failed we don't need to do anything. Well, you can have an alert or something in the no condition, or do whatever you want to do with the if it is not succeeded. But in this case, if it succeeded, you know, we need to now get the transcript, don't you? So for that again, add an action here and look for transcription again. There we go, that. And this one we want. For that we need to use one more step, get transcription list files. See that? That's one we want, list files version 3.1. There we go, that's there. Okay, luckily this ID, again the ID of the beginning one we found. So if you open this, the get transcription ID, which we did that work earlier. Just copy that and then copy that. That's it. That's the only thing you need here. But this will give you few things. It will give you the transcribed text, then the report. There are few things it gives you that, and you don't want everything there, don't you? So what we'll do here is we want to check that, because it gets that as an array. So we want only the transcription part and get the text. So for that we need to add an if condition again. You can have a switch statement to evaluate and do the report to store somewhere else with this transcription report, things like that. If you look at the documentation you will see that, but for my requirement here, all I need is an if condition to check. There is something called kind here, KINT, kind, I think. Here we go, kind. So that's puts in a loop now, because that's an array, so the kind is equal to transcription. That's what we want to check. Oops. Okay, that is a transcription. Then what we need to do here is we need to check because we did the transcription file one, the get transcription body status is equal to, so that is succeeded. Then apply to each. Let me check again this, and yeah, that's correct. So here what we want to do next is we can use the, to get the text again we need to use another HTTP the connector here. So this one, to get that transcribed text now, this this array will give you a URL called content URL. That's what we want to execute with. So use the get, is a get operation here. There's no security for this because it's binded with that service, I think. That's the way I understood. Might be wrong here, but you can look the documentation again to find a bit more about that security side. Here we go, the content URL that is coming from the let me hover over the mouse. Yeah, it is coming from the loop. See that link / content URL. Yeah, so that's there. Then you generally, after a HTTP, what I generally do is I add a compose again. Oh, I didn't add the if condition here. Remove this, delete. Okay, and then collect the body of that HTTP here. So if you select the body here, we go, body of the HTTP, that's there. And then run the flow again, and then upload a file in the blob storage and get the body. Then you can use the parse JSON here. I did this earlier, so I'm not going to run it now this. So I'm going to use the parse JSON straight away here. So select parse JSON. Right, and for that I'm going to map that output of the compose here, and then the schema which once you run that you will get the the compose 2 as the output. Then what you could do is you could copy and click on the generate sample, the data, then it will give you something like this. That's what it's going to be looks like. Okay, so we're nearly there now. So from here we can get the transcript here. So we need to add another compose here to get that exact transcript text. That's what we are after now. So for that I need to add another compose. Then use an expression like this here. Let me copy that in the add note again. Basically it's coming from that pass JSON step, looking for that it's an array also, so you need to put an array, indicate array with the first value only we want. Okay, that's it. So when you go through it, you'll understand this, why I need to use the index here. Okay, so that's there. Now to do the update, we want to get the attachment ID. So remember in the file name, we under the file name in the first flow we put the nodes unique identifier there. So we need to use a split to get that ID now, so that we can use the update a row, the next step, and then basically we are there then. So for that again we need to use this expression here. Okay, and add node. There we go, that's the expression you need. We are splitting that from the trigger body, which will give you the file name with that underscore which I said, the first one which contains our ID, yeah, of the record, the attachment ID. This is the attachment ID it is. Okay, and this is a transcript. The compose 3 is the transcript, so let's rename that. Okay, this is called the transcript, and this is the attachment ID. Right, the next is the update a row then. Okay, so for this we need to use the Dataverse connector here. Let me save this. It's got a few things we added. Right, Microsoft Dataverse update a row. Okay, and the table we need to select the nodes. Oh. Right, and the row ID is the attachment ID we want. So if you scroll down, you should be able to see here the attachment ID. That's what we want. Then the description, we got the transcript earlier here. That transcript is the one we need to map under the description. So select that, go down here, you should be able to see the search for output. You should be able to see all of them. Then here we go, transcript output. There we go, that's that. And then rest everything you can leave as it is. Save this. Okay, that's done. Now we can start doing some testing for this. Hopefully it should work first time. Let's see. Okay, so let me open my model driven app, and I'm going to add an attachment. Okay, okay, so here is my model driven app. That's my nodes entity for the table called membership. So here I'm going to add an attachment. So click on attachment. That should pop up the window here, and I have a wave file here. That's the one. It works with MP4 also. So I'm going to select the WAV file here, and then under here I'm going to say PA Power Automate demo transcript. There we go, and not and close. Right, so that means we should be able to see there are two flows we could just created. Right, okay, and let's have a look. The first one we created, it's called convert. We want to look that also. Let's open that. And then the other one is copy the audio files. Yeah, that's the one. There it is. Yeah. Okay, so the first one, it says it succeeded. So that means if I go to my Azure storage container here, go to the audio container, hopefully I should be able to see my file. Here it is. See that? It got the attachment ID with that file name with the underscore. See why I can't use a hyphen is because the GUID contains hyphen also, so that when I'm going to split it, it's going to get confused a lot. You know, we need to be careful about that. So I'm using another character called underscore here. That's all it is. So I got that file here. That's good news. Now the next thing is hopefully the other flow should be able to kicks in, which is running now. See, audio transcription file from blob storage is running now. So if you open that, this takes a while to spin up everything and do the job. So just be a little bit patient about this because it got lots of steps, and also the transcription, it takes a little bit time. Depends the video how long it is also. So I'm going to use the old view. Right, okay, the flow says it's ran successfully here. Let's see the condition. It's true here, everything looking okay. Okay, then that here it is true again. It looks all good here. So let's see the transcript text. Yeah, I can see that it is converted that, and the attachment ID we extracted that from that. So that means if I go back to the membership and refresh this timeline, here we go. If I edit it, I can show you properly that. I think here we go. That's a transcription of that. Here we go. So we got the attachment as the WAV file, and that's a transcription. Okay, so there are a few things you need to remember here is we need the paid subscription. In my case, that you need to be a little bit careful about it. The paid or the standard one you need for the AI service. Then I'm not sure the free service it works or not. It might be. And then you can use the free tier for the blob storage. In my case, for the demo purpose, of course, for the production use, you need to use the right right one there. Then the create transcription does that first job. Using for that you need the web URL. For that we use this step, and then it's in a loop because the transcription it need to get ready. We put a delay, then we saying okay, get the transcriptions using that ID technique I said. We need the ID of that coming from the create transcription. Using that we saying get the transcriptions. That will give you a few things in that. For that, once it's ready, then we need to say okay, go and get the list files. That's what it needed. Yeah, and again use the same ID there. Once that there, it will give you a report, then the transcription text. There is one more I can't remember. I think there's two or one more I can't exactly remember, but definitely there's a report and this there. Then from that we want a transcription one. So that's an array. That's the reason it comes into an array. The kind is equal to transcription. That's what I'm interested. But then that will give you that URL of the the transcription test you want access, and another URL you want. So we want. So that's called the content URL. That is coming from this step. Remember that get transcription list file step, and that will give you straight away. Like I said, there's no security here to do that. You directly give that URL there, and then we are passing that the data we got. Finally we got the transcript from that. That is again in an array because there are three type of things it shows in that, but we want the first one for the plain English text. And then the attachment ID, this is that for updating the row, and that's what we just seen here. Okay, hope this is useful. Thank you for watching.